Good morning, guys. Just wanted to send one more video to talk about what we might eat while we're out there. And as you know, every guy is on his own as far as food goes. And Dean had texted this morning, and it was perfect timing because I was planning to do a food video today. So the reason I say 48 hours of food is because that's the amount of food that you would need when you're away from civilization. The trip obviously spans across 3 days, the 7th through the 9th, but some of that time you will have had the opportunity to stop and grab road food along the way, and then anything you might have packed for your trip up, you could eat that in the vehicle or whatever. But when I say 48 hours of food, I'm just talking about 48 hours worth of food when you are out with your boat camping away from wilderness. That total time would be about 48 hours. And I wanted to show you what I use for food. First of all, I bring a little camp stove. This is what I use. And any of you are welcome to borrow this if you're going to just be boiling some water even. My particular unit is a Stanley, and in it is a nice cup to drink out of, and then a pot to cook in, or mostly what I just use it for is to heat water. And I heat water for all of the food that I will prepare on site at the campsite, and I just dump hot water into it. So that would be things like this. This is a Mountain House food. That's just one brand. You could get other brands. Each of these costs about the same as eating out, and each one typically serves 2 people. So I find that it makes a pretty hearty meal. If I eat a couple of times a day of something like this, that's the equivalent of eating out twice. So it's $10 or $12 per meal, and that's enough usually to get me by generally. This is another one that I have. This is a breakfast meal that has eggs. It's all just freeze dried. All you have to do is add hot water, and then you just tear off the top, open it up. After you've you pour the hot water in, you let it steep for a little while, and then I have this nice long-handled spoon. I just eat it straight out of the bag. The bag actually is my dish. So that's typically how I eat my primary meals. And then I have also packed in individual packets of oatmeal before, and that, of course, that can be then cooked up in something like this. And I always bring coffee. I like my coffee in the morning, so I have a little coffee filter. And so you could bring instant coffee or whatever you might be interested in having to eat. And then, of course, I do love to snack, so I often will bring some mixed nuts and jerky and anything that's dehydrated or that doesn't spoil. You could do that. I talked to Jordan on Sunday, and he's actually bringing eggs, like farm fresh eggs, in a special padded container specifically for that. And you can do that however you want. It's your food, it's your meal, it's your appetite, your palate, and it's yours to carry around. So as long as it fits in your boat, which you could fit quite a lot in these boats, you could bring it with you. So that's my plan. I do expect I'll eat at least one time on the way up, if we make a quick stop somewhere for some food, or just have enough packed, or a stop on the way home. Part way, I'm sure we'll get gas, and so that's the food plan anyways. And I am planning that we will have to take a few cars up. I have some room in my Suburban for 6 guys or so, but maybe a few of you would be willing to drive, and we could just caravan up there for those of us who want to just kind of go in one big group, which I assume probably is most of us. I don't think any of you are planning to meet us in the UP. If you are, let me know that. Otherwise, my plan now is to depart my house on the 7th in the morning at around 7:30, something like that. And so if you want to be at my house by that time and depart with me from there, that's fine. If you want to meet me along the way somewhere and caravan for a while, we could do that. I do have a plan to stop in St. Louis to pick up Mitch and probably Cody, who has joined our group. Cody is a friend of ours and is an assistant pastor in Vesterberg. And so is probably coming. So we would certainly be picking up Mitch and Cody in St. Louis. And Mitchell is a pastor there and has a big parking lot. If you wanted to leave cars in St. Louis at the church, you could do that and then pick your car up on the way back and then head our separate directions, or all the way back to my house. You could leave a car at my house. You can even come and spend the night if you wanted to on Wednesday at my house. Whatever is most convenient for you. But I do want to get on the road and get up there as quick as we can, with a very brief stop in St. Louis, probably to grab Josh too. I assume, Josh, you're going to meet us most likely there. Josh is driving over from Six Lakes. And we'll just quickly throw the remainder of the boats and your paddles and your life vests and any of your gear. We can throw it in the trailer or in the car that you're riding in. And then we'll just head on up from there. Obviously, we can't throw your boat in the car you're driving up. It would throw your boat in the trailer most likely, but that's the plan. And then Dean asked about a map. This is where we're headed. It's the Leshino Islands. So if you go up to the bridge and turn right, you will see this big island chain that was settled by the French, and it was called the Channels. And these islands there are about 36 of them total, although they're not all shown on this map. One of them, well, technically Mackinac Island is not one of the Leshinos, but it is one of the islands obviously up there. And I have kayaked around that one, but I've kayaked on all of these. And where we're headed as of now is this island right here called Government Island. All these other islands are private in the sense that there are lots of parcels that have been built on. You can take bridges to get to a couple of these. Some people take their boats, but they have cottages or things like that on the islands. So there's a lot of private land, but Government is an absolute public. The whole island is totally public. And my plan is that we would camp on Government Island. And we will caravan to my friend Mike and Mary's home. They live over here on the bay, kind of right around here where it says Joker Point. And then we would kayak from their yard and leave our vehicles at their house, and then kayak out to Government, where we will spend a couple nights. Now, just in case you have heard, there is a boat show, an annual wooden boat show going on up there the same time that we're going to be there. It will be Friday and Saturday primarily. But there's a possibility that we might have a lot of other people wanting to camp on that island also. And so if it turns out that we get there and it's deserted and we set up our camp, that's good. But if we get there and we find out there's just a ton of people, that's no problem, because I have a couple of contingency plans of places where we could also camp in the event that we need them. One is at the more western end of the Leshino Islands in a place called Search Bay, which is absolutely beautiful. And then another one is Cedar Bay Camp, which is on the eastern end of all those islands, where I've been with our family before, and Matt has been there before. And it's just a beautiful facility, and I have temporary reservations for us there it's again a gorgeous setting. All the scenery up there is just beautiful, and those are my backup plans if we need them. And then Mike and Mary have offered to us to camp in their yard if we wanted to, but our group is getting a little bit too big, I think, to set up all the tents and hammocks that we would need in their yard. But if I did not answer any questions that you have, or I've stirred up questions that you have, don't hesitate to send a text to the group. Don't hesitate to reach out to me directly with a text or a phone call. And also, I have it on good authority that while we are camping, that Mitchell is going to be giving dance lessons to the group in case any of you men don't know how to do the floss. And I'm not very good at it, but Mitchell is really good at it and has offered to do dance lessons. So thanks, Mitch. We appreciate that very strange offer. And then last of all, if you would pray for Josh Josh is my son-in-law, and Mark is going on the trip. Mark is a pastor in West Michigan, and his son is our son-in-law. He has pulled his quad muscle playing softball, and he will let us know by Friday whether or not he can actually make it. But he has had a lot of pain, and obviously he's not able to get around very well. He's on crutches, he can't drive. And so, Josh, we love you, and if you cannot go, we will be very sad to miss you on the trip. But please, guys, if you would pray for Josh, I know that he would appreciate that, as would Samantha, our daughter. All right, guys, if there's anything at all, please reach out. That's going to be all for today, but I am really looking forward to the trip, and I hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys.